Okay, hello everyone, my name is Random Gamer Riven and I welcome you on behalf of Randomized Gaming for tonight's RG Weekday stream. Yes, it is the start of another week streaming here at Randomized Gaming, at least while the current world situation's going on. I may take a break at some point, but at the minute it does seem to be a bit ongoing, sadly. So for those of you stuck indoors, so to speak, I'll still be here showing off a few games at present. And in tonight's game, we're actually looking at one of the few exclusives at present to Google Stadia. There are, it has been said this game will be published on other formats, just not available yet. Tequila Works have done quite a few games. They did Deadlight, they did Sexy Brutal, and quite a few other games in recent years. So they built up quite a nice portfolio, some interesting storytelling perspectives. It can be interesting taking a look at GYLT, which is currently available exclusively on Google Stadia. So I should say this was released in 2020 was released. No, 2019 I think it was released in. Now, just before I go any further, I'm actually going to put my headphones in. Now I should say that this is a sort of suspension mystery with a slight elements of horror to it, although I don't think it's that in comparison to even something like Resident Evil. I think it's more sort of a psychological. Just bear with me a second, guys. I'm just going to change something so I can actually get the audio out of one side. Okay, so I will be using the mouse and keyboard just before I start. I will be back in 30 seconds. Gamma correction, clearly visible, barely visible, yep. Audio. Admittedly, the name of this game does kind of give it away a bit. And there are a horde of collectibles to find. WASD. Shift to sprint, space is crouch. Interact E, Q is using inhaler, F is fast attack, and camera. It's going to be those three. Okay. Okay, we are good to go. I'll be back in 30 seconds and then I will start. Or I might just start now while the intro is playing out. As this is one of those games that has sort of opening intro to begin with. You need to start.
I can't believe it's been over a month now.
Okay, here we go with GYLT, which said we are on Google Stadia and it was developed by Tequila Works. It says my headphones twist themselves around. So I did briefly play the start before, but only very briefly.
Emily just vanished one day. No one knows why. Most people lost hope after a few weeks. They just stopped looking. But I'm not giving up. I need to find her. I have to.
Hey, Sally! You still looking for your cousin?
What'd you do to her? Oh no! My bike is busted! How will I get home? broken. How am I going to get home now? I'll take this. Oh, good.
Sally, you know you're here.
You can't hide from us. The cable car. I should be able to take that home. The station's not too far. I just hope it's still open.
Take the cable car. All very ominous, I have to admit, at the start. And also, I have a question. Are we actually being chased, or is this just our imagination?
Come on. Where'd she go? Are you gonna disappear too?
Now, I have to admit, when it comes to sort of mystery and suspense, most video games I've actually played don't work very well at building up tension. Because the problem with video games is that because you're playing as the character, it's not like a film where you're a voyeur. In a video game, when you're playing as a character, you ultimately decide the fate. And because you know you're going to get to the end, you have a slightly... it's hard to describe, but you tend to be a bit more like you know you're not going to have to worry about anything, which is something I think an issue all video games have.
I can't even see Bethelwood from up here.
All video games are going to have to face in terms of design. When it comes to building horror, it's very hard to become invested. It's not really invested, but it's... Hello Gamerboy 2005. Thanks for joining the stream. You're one of the Mortal Kombat competitors the other day, so it's great to see you back. And yes, sadly we won't be fighting it out anytime soon again, but I will lose some more crowd play at some point, hopefully. Today we're looking at GYLT, which is one of the few Stadia exclusive games. So
I'm pretty sure no one uses this path anymore. There's gotta be a way around these.
visually this is quite an impressive title. It's been stylized in a way that it lasts, so...
Finders keepers.
It does, I think it's great, it has the sort of look of a sort of 360 game, but it's been stylized in a way it will stay, keep its sort of style relevant. I suspect there may be some sneaking action as well in this one. So we can move the cart. It's quite nice to have the sort of introductory scene with all the credits for the people who've worked on the game. Though hopefully it's everyone. Sometimes certain people get left out, even though there's a bigger contributor as some of the people that are often credited. I've done some fairly major work on a few video games myself, and I've been credited in quite a few. I've also been games where, because of contractual agreements, we weren't going to be credited, which is like nice. Like, nice. Spent 5 months on this game and they're not going to get accreditation, which is rather annoying.
Cable car connects Bethelwood with the factory.
All very ominous, this bit.
Most of the factory workers take the cable car to work.
The music's quite nice. It's kind of haunting. It's not making me feel tense. I don't feel threatened by anything.
Are you lost?
Can you help me, please? I need to take the cable car home.
It's late. You're lucky I'm still here. I'll send you down. Just grab a ticket.
Why can't you just let me in?
It's important, little girl. You can't ride without a ticket.
Okay.
Can't ride without a ticket.
He won't let me ride without a ticket. That's weird. There was a ticket just sitting there. Whatever. I guess it's free.
I did briefly play this bit, so I was just looking to see if you could see the state change, and you could. Or a trigger, as we generally call these type of things. Getting rather snowy up here, isn't it?
Did he just leave? Maybe he'll come back soon. I should wait in the cable car. Did he just leave?
Rule number 1 of any sort of suspension horror thing: don't get on the cable. Don't get in a cable car when it looks like it's about to break apart in the middle of a storm. Eagle-eyed people will know there's some sort of magnetic field she sort of looked like she passed through. I'm just going to slightly turn down the game volume. This is quite a loud one, so hopefully it's not obscuring my commentary out. But I'm probably going to be quite quiet today, as I've not really played this much. I've only briefly done that very section before, just to see what this was like.
I thought it was going to crash. I'm not getting on one of those anytime soon.
You're not getting on one of any of those anytime soon, and we've just got on one of those. They're very mysterious. We've got no power, and we're in a spooky...
Who left a flashlight here? Well, finders keepers, I guess.
One, equip the flashlight. I think this is going to be the essential item for this.
No one's here. Who turned off the lights?
Do 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 do.
Wow. What happened to the machine?
Something tells me we aren't in Bethelwood anymore.
Locked. I need to find another way back home.
Okay, can we close that from the other side? Okay, no. Well, there might be some sort of closed mechanic, so you can just leave that there. That way it's quicker to close in case we need to do that. So nice little audio thing here. There's next to no audio.
What's going on here?
It's Kansas, but not as we know it.
Where is everybody?
Or it's Bethelwood, but not as we know it. Or Sally knows it. Sally's the main character's name. Although I don't think it's been spoken yet in game. Yeah, these type of things, for me, myself, I don't find them...
No police, no firemen, no ambulances? Did everyone just leave or what?
Spooky is going on. These type of horror games, I always find a lot of them just lack tension. There are very few horror games that I think get tension very well. I think partly because there's always a disconnect between you and the character. And because you ultimately decide the character's fate, unlike something like a film and you're watching where you cannot. Let's look at Bethelwood. So this is the post-apocalyptic version of Bethelwood. Power's out over there. You can also you can change over the camera views.
Was there an earthquake? I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, the wind's making shadows. You can see with like the papers moving by, which is some nice effecting. And we're going to end up at the school, aren't we? Hence the name of the game, GYLT.
Is that Emily? All this time, was she hiding at school? I don't understand. Why would Emily hide at school for over a month?
At least you've not got to worry about battery life running out on your torches. There are quite a lot of games that have torch battery life, and the battery life's about 10 minutes, and most torches go for about 10 hours. So maybe if the playthrough was based on like the game, you had the torch and the whole, you'd like 10 hours or so to play through a game with just the torch. That might be quite interesting, where if you run out of power, it's game over. And they did do something similar in Enemy Zero, which is a fantastic Sega Saturn horror game, one of where I'm not going to go inside first, just a quick look around. And that actually had basically the battery power for the save, and every time you died and reloaded your game, the charger she was using to save and load would begin to run low on power. So if you died too many times, and in fact I haven't actually yet ever finished Enemy Zero. The first time I did it I got close to the end before I ran out of battery life, but could I go in the main entrance? I'm just going to see if I can go in the main entrance as well, or is that going to give me a it's locked kind of thing? This section is getting a bit of a slight vibe for Ill Bleed, which was a Dreamcast horror game. That's locked.
Of course. Now what? Maybe there's a key in the janitor's office. Locked. I need the janitor's key.
The music's not bad, although we've got this haunting chant of some sort of young girl or young woman, and they work for suspense moments, but when you do it over a long period, it's the sort of any effect it has for sort of suspense kind of rapidly drains, which is another issue with sort of these type of games, is that the music needs to be almost just very tranquil and just suddenly pump up all of a sudden, because if you're listening to some sort of horror track for too long, you become fatigued to it. So I assume this is the janitor's office. Should try and open that. It's probably going to just tell me you can't open this, it's locked. There's the janitor's key.
What is that thing?
Cue the monsters, although in this case they look more like something out of The Legend of Zelda. And as they say in Jurassic Park, turn the lights off. Okay, so that's sort of lumbering round. Crouch to turn off this flashlight, yeah. Okay, so we've got to care.
There's more of those monsters. I've got to stay away from them.
They do look like something out of The Legend of Zelda, I have to admit. Okay, that one's going there. Monsters not only see you, but they can also hear you. Yep. The Place of Nightmares is the trophy that's just come up. I'm looking at this. This is reminding me a bit of Raccoon City Hall, the start of Resident Evil 2 when you get inside. Okay, so a few of the bits have been a little bit predictable, I will say, like turn off the flashlights, get undetected. But it's quite a nice looking game. It's plays well as well, so it's more sort of suspense. It's not, I don't think it's sort of.
What's going on here?
Yeah, there's certainly a slight element of Zelda to it.
It's another strange book.
Okay, and we've got Sally objective. Yeah, this really does look like a monster out of Zelda now.
Ugh, that stuff is blocking the door. Ugh, I'm not touching it. Oh, ow!
Can I do anything to it? Yeah, that really does look like quite a little sort of monster in Zelda. I feel like the way the eyes follow you as well. Okay, so as Sally looked like she was in this side of the building, let's look for Emily. Let's look at this side.
Emily?
Yeah, this was the side we could see Emily on. Is this going to be locked?
The door to the hallway is locked. I need to find a key.
Yes, there is a slight element of predictability. Oh, we've got some sort of mannequins or something in. At least what I hope is mannequins. Something. So look for another key.
It's locked from the other side.
Imagine we get lots locked doors at present, so probably a bit of a stealth action game as well. I think it's fair to say. So there's probably quite a lot of stealth in this as well, I imagine, by the looks of it. I don't think the monsters can come over this side. They seem to be quite dumb little creatures, so probably preset to an AI path. Just turn off the light as they come in here. Can I close the doors? Okay, that's disappointing. You kind of want to be able to close the door so things can't follow you, as they did in Alone in the Dark. Okay, we see you, we see you. Now, that's, I want us to see the GYLT, as they would say, is obviously what the title's referring to. The word GYLT. And I'm going to have to guess we see you. So what's a reference to kids bullying one another?
We see you.
Something on that, but I can't get it. Can I crawl underneath?
We see you.
Now we know there's a monster patrolling this hall, so I've got to be...
Nothing.
Okay, that door closes. Starting down that corridor, I need to go through here. It's a little bit one track at the minute, but I suppose it's only the start of the game. He saw me, but I got away from him. Very careful here. Best you got to go down with this guy when he's moving the other side. There's doors. I've got to wait till I'm going to go past the side here. Okay, so we can bait them with the flashlight. Okay, here we go. Loser, poo-poo head, get lost, pathetic, snot, leave us.
Everything looks different. But some things never change.
Okay, so the pipe's broken. Okay, I see. You've obviously got to move. Aha. More missing posters.
Good.
Now I'm going to take this over there, so that way we can. Before I do that, I'm just going to see if we can explore any other part of this bit. Yeah. Well, I can just tease him at the door because he won't be able to find me. Yep, they're not the brightest creatures, that I will say, so just to see if there's any collectibles or anything, because I believe there are pickups along the way in this. I don't think there's anything at present, so...
Emily vanishes. And the day she shows up again, all these monsters come with her. What does this all mean? Where was she? I might need this.
It looks like a piece of...
It's another strange book.
I've not actually looked at the journal, so obviously those ticket fragments are going to be needed for, you can guess, multiple endings. Okay, obviously, current inhabitants. I'm going to hazard a guess one of those journals might just be Emily's as well. So we've got that exit. Okay, so there's only one exit here. I'm just going to explore the rest of this room. Oh, we've got something beaconing over there.
It's another strange book.
We're at the hospital today. Very reminiscent of the journals you got in Resident Evil. Yep, that's obviously Amelia's journal. I mean, I will say the name is probably a big spoiler that actually ruins a lot of the plot elements. And that may be because they might have been... I don't know if they're an English studio, Tequila Works, whether they're sort of a Spanish studio or something, and they've done that as a trendy thing for... But the problem is it spoils it for your English market if you kind of know the name giving away what the plot's going to really be about. And it also does kill...
These monsters are everywhere. What are they? What do they want?
It's quite nice so far. I mean, if you like this sort of suspense horror, it's not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty good looking, music's nice and good. It's just a bit predictable with what's going to happen. But yeah, so far, I mean, I can't complain about anything. It's very nicely done. Presentation's well, music's excellent. Visuals are excellent. They've always been stylised, but they're going to hold up well. But I just don't feel any tension. Again, a lot of these monsters, we've got quick areas to escape from them, so... I'm just only the start. I do feel a little bit like I'm being herded, so... I assume it might open up a bit like the original Resident Evil. You were initially herded as you explored the mansion. Even our Evil 2 and quite a lot of games, so... Hiding here till he passes, and he's already got bored of me. Lots of dead-end corridors in the school. Turn the light off so I don't attract the... Can I switch that back on again? Yes, I can do. I wonder if I can electrocute the monsters as well. Is this gonna... So you can... Obviously these are... Obviously some of these are purely for hiding in to avoid escape the monsters. I think it has to guess there's something in here. I suspect the key we were looking for to get to the other side of the school. Oh, there is an old CRT TV in there, which looks suspiciously like the one I have in, well, similar to the one we've actually got in the office in my area. Similar, not quite the same, but similar. If you're a retro gamer, it's certainly worth having a CRT, although you do want to make sure you get a right model. And a lot of people talk about PVMs. PVMs are just the high-end sort of industrial ones. The very end retail, professional retail ones as well for consumers were just as good, if not better, than PVMs. PVMs are really designed for sort of... I think during the 80s and early 90s when the consumer CRTs weren't that good. So I can check the soda machine. Okay, we've got a bit of Metal Gear there, or we can use them to distract. I see if I have a can, I can't use a... Key is open the door in the hallway. Okay, but I can't. So the hallway's there, but this door is locked. Obviously, this is used to bypass. So obviously, I needed to use it to bypass the one in the hall coming. Okay. I'll use it to get rid of the one. Yeah, it must have been the sort of monsters in this.
From the other side.
But it's not locked, the other door was blocked then. They are a bit dopey, the monsters in this, aren't they? Go and have a can, I. Just tempted to throw one at the eyeball.
Ugh. That stuff is blocking the door. But I'm not touching it.
So yeah, though it gives you a flashlight because of...
Emily, are you there?
Cue moment of suspense. Pathetic, where they put a can on the go. Okay, yeah. Yes, I see what this is. Let's just say, I don't think Sally was a good cousin to Emily.
Bethelwood used to be a big mining town. But that was a long time ago. Not even my parents remember the mine. Why do we have to keep studying this stuff at school? Bethelwood used to be a big mining town.
Okay, so at some point we're going to be able to whack the Zelda-like eye things, I take it. Has to get a monster around here that's blocking my path. This is going to be a sort of dead-end duct. Yeah, these ducts obviously you just hide in if you get caught. Yeah, it's all the stuff written on the wall, what they're doing. Yes, they weren't being pleasant to Emily, I think is the best way to describe it. It's definitely sort of... Can I go into the library?
It's locked from the other side.
Okay, I suspect there's a reason the can machine's here.
I can't find her.
Yep, creatures they're drawing on the wall. I think the best way to describe this game is don't bully people, kids.
It's another strange book. I should be used to it by now. But it still hurts.
Just the journal in here? Is there nothing else? Ah, we can go through here. Oh, it's back into this area, so what? Just the... I assume there wasn't much actually to... Ah, that fell down, didn't it? That's why I can't. I was going to say something fell down. I heard something. I assume that knocked off that panel, so that's giving me access. I assume the monster's still standing there. Yep.
Emily?
Shows there was a class there, but we can't get in. So I assume we're going to have to find something to get rid of.
It's a leaky sprinkler.
It's another sort of minor puzzle. We just got to go around the room and just something to scroll on the walls here.
Nice.
Okay, so I don't think anything else is here, so I think I can grab that and move. Ah, this will take me into class 104. Oh, there's an inhaler up the top there. So 4 of 5 inhalers. Notice I haven't actually taken a hit yet either.
Nice.
Just checking there's nothing else. So the golden rule of any game is always check there's nothing else you could sort of find. Let's put up. Doesn't look like it. Can't see anything else hidden. No other bits of tickets or anything. And I'm going to hazard a guess we're going to need those collectibles for the endings. I know there's multiple endings in this, so I assume you're going to need the collectibles. I do quite like the school environment in terms of how they've done the school. It does remind me a bit of, yeah, those old school chairs. It's very, reminds me a bit of my old school as well in some of the way they've done it. So it's sort of very good look. It feels like it could be a school in a lot of places in the world.
Maybe I should just hide here and wait for help.
And we've got Christmas lights. Now, do you think the TV is going to come alive when we go near it? And we've got...
It's my old flashlight. I gave it to Emily a long time ago.
Oh, I see. We aim it at...
It worked.
We can kill the Zelda monsters. The Christmas lights. Now, if I was Sally, I would wait in this room because there's signs that someone's been living here with crisps and other things on the floor and what looks like a makeshift bed.
Flashlight burned that eye thing. Maybe it'll work on other monsters too.
Kind of wanted relief music there, seeing as I just killed off one of the monsters.
This will come in handy.
I think you have to aim at those sort of bubbly spots on them. It's certainly a nice little game. I don't think this is that big. I saw a few people had sort of done playthroughs of it in about 3 hours, but it's certainly a well put together title. A little bit predictable for my liking. Instead, I'm not... I do think a lot of these titles, it can be a struggle to sort of make games actually suspense. I don't really feel combat to dodge monster attacks. Yep. So unless you're going to throw a monster at me, I know exactly where I'm headed. basically going to limit use of the monsters. If you kill, you only really need to kill them if you have to kill them. So we now that the light cell, we can kill this thing. So there's a little bit of Metroidvania here. We've already got the keys. Oh, one more. To second floor to cafeteria.
Emily? She's upstairs, but how do I get up there? Sweet.
Now this sounds like boss time.
That monster was huge. I hope it didn't see me.
Now, if this is a boss battle, this will be the perfect time to actually finish it once we've done the battle. I don't know whether it is. I don't think there's two... Turn off the light. Say in Jurassic Park, as I mentioned earlier, turn the light off! Turn the light off!
Finders keepers.
Press E, it requires batteries, I see. Yep, the mannequin things that basically obviously meant to be the way kids have been bullying the girl. So you can see it like tripping her over. Yeah, you've got all food, insults. I've got lots of batteries here, so obviously I can just. Okay, plan B. Okay. Should turn the flashlight off. The problem is because the batteries are used to gain progression, you're going to have to litter the game with them because effectively otherwise you can cause a non-prog. There's lots of batteries in here. I didn't see any pickups or anything. Sally's stamina doesn't really last long. And are we back outside again?
I made it. But Emily's still inside. What do I do with that ladder? If I climb in through the window, the monster won't see me.
Reach the fire trucks.
Where do you think you're going?
What? Wait a minute. Who are you?
Aren't you forgetting something?
Look, I need help. The school is full of monsters, and they...
You must find Emily. She is the key to ending this nightmare.
That makes no sense. Wait, how do you know her name? Do you know what's going on?
We don't have time for chit-chat, little girl. Your cousin needs you now.
But I'm trying to help her. I heard her on the second floor. See that ladder? I was gonna climb up there.
Good.
Hey, wait! Can't you help me? I don't know what to do. Don't leave. Who's that man? He disappeared right in front of me. It's not the weirdest thing I've seen today, I guess. But he looked totally human. I don't know what to think. Whoa, that one's different. Oh, I'd better not get too close.
Some sort of weird crow creature. No map. Is there anything down the end here?
This is crazy. I should be looking for help.
It's battery lifelike. Let's grab it anyway.
I might need this.
I'll go around the other way. Do hate that engaging ladders we have to climb up one side specific. They should make it much clearer which side you can and can't climb up. Fantastic. Yes, the crow might be about to become a boss fight. Okay, can I go around the other side? This section looks almost identical to the bit we came through. I think it is the bit we came.
this thing charges up when I shine the flashlight at it.
That's some powerful flashlight. Suspicion this way's back to the start, but I could be wrong. Obviously, you'll go through that door. Don't really want to repeat sections while we're streaming. I'm going to wrap up in a sec anyway, so.
Over the place. Please don't see me. Please don't see me. Please don't see me.
And that's the one bit where things start to get a little bit hairy. Okay, this is annoying. If it's like that where it gets stuck, you pretty much might as well click the reset button. Is there a reset checkpoint? Because I'm basically stuck at this bit, so... So what do I think? It's a nice title. It's, I said, it's a little bit predictable for my liking, but overall it's not a bad game. It's certainly a very good polished title. It's quite a nice Stadia exclusive. So it's actually
all over the
all over
place.
Oh.
Please don't see me. Please don't see me. Please don't see me.
So yeah, that warp crow sees you at this, but you are in serious trouble. There's one there. It just appears out of nowhere. So I've got the battery. Hi Jeff. Pedro. I'm just actually about to finish the stream. We're just looking at the end. This is GYLT on Google Stadia. I'm actually nearing the end of the stream, but I'm just going to play through this section. I took a hit there. So that's...
Good.
So I like the design of this game. Everything's very well put together. I just think, as I said before, it's a touch predictable, but it's a nice little sort of it's not a so as a Google Stadia goes, it's not an essential purchase game. It's definitely one I would recommend people pick up. It's a very good. You do have to like a bit of stealth. There's a lot more stealth in this than I was expecting. I suppose I kind of expected to be quite a bit of stealth, seeing as you're not using guns or anything. Although it is nice to actually see sort of suspense game where you're not using something to blow away zombies, and it's nice to have a sort of, there's a subtlety with the sort of monsters in this scene. They are all a play on sort of school fears and everything. I don't know if he's seen me. I was going to that nose. I quite like the way they react to you as well. In fact, they tried to. Now, so one thing I will say: if they get too close, the flashlight doesn't work too well. Is there something over here, or is it just two monsters? Battery, actually. There's lots of batteries everywhere, so obviously they've realised that
Finders keepers.
you want to keep it charged up, although you don't want to really waste batteries, so I'll leave that one there in case I come back this way. I do wonder whether this will be like Resident Evil in that you'd retraverse areas. Okay, so they've got a can machine there, so I could use the cans to throw and distract. Yeah, the cans seem to be very much, you can't carry them around, so it seems very much like a, oh yeah, here's a monster, use a can machine. I'm going to throw that over there so they all go that way. And while they're going that way, I'm going to sneak around this way. Okay, and hopefully we can get to the fire truck from here. We've got a monster right next to us. You stay there, bud. Another one of the weird crow ones. Admittedly, there are collectibles, so I feel like I should be exploring all this bit, but for now I'm just gonna go. And it's the fire truck.
Emily! Can you see me? Emily! Wait! Don't run! I'm coming! Oh, come on. Just my luck. The battery is missing. Something took it. Something slimy. If I follow this trail, it will probably lead me to the battery. But I hope I don't find whatever left this ooze. I really need the battery though. There's no way it'll move without a battery.
High Score Arcade. Now that looks very much like we'll be fighting a boss monster in a few minutes then. Don't look at the light. I do hope if there are multiple endings. Oh, I know there are multiple endings that the collectibles you need are not sort of. I see the whisper.
It's like it's waiting for something. It's another strange book. It's like it's waiting for something. It's like it's waiting for something.
Okay, so wherever the whispering is, we have something, someone to sort of 3. Now, can we?
It's like it's waiting for something. Ah! Oh! Ow! Ah! Ow! Ah! Ah! Oh! Ow! It's like it's waiting for something.
I would assume it's the hat, some sort of. I picked up some sort of gem before. I would assume in this case I need to pick up the hat.
It's like it's waiting for something.
So obviously you've got to give that to all the people, and we get a bit of a piece of a ticket when we do so. Okay, however, that is where I'm going to finish it for now. So thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for watching the stream, everyone. I'll just say that twice. I've been your host, Random Game Riven. That's it for tonight. I'm going to wrap up tonight. This has been GYLT on Google Stadia. Quite a nice little sort of horror suspense game. I wouldn't really call it horror. It's more sort of suspense. There's an element of stealth. It's got a nice little game. It's certainly a nice little exclusive for Stadia at present. I believe, as I said, it is coming out on other formats. It's not what I describe as a killer app. It's not a game that I'd certainly rush to go out and buy on day one on release, but it is a good game, well picking up. It's actually in Google Stadia Pro at the minute. So if you have a Google Stadia Pro account, you will get this game free at present to play. It's certainly a nice little title. So that's it from me. I'm wrapping up for now. I'm going to wish you a good night, a good evening, good afternoon, or a good morning, wherever you are in the world. I've been your host for this Random Gamer stream, Riven, and I will ask, as always, if you enjoyed this stream, please do hit the like buttons, and if you like our content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I wish you all the best, and I will see you tomorrow, and have a good night, everyone. And we'll be back streaming tomorrow. Not sure what. Maybe I might. I don't know if I'll do something PC. Maybe I'll do something PC related again tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what I'll stream tomorrow. But thank you, and good night.